Okay, if you see this is my screen, and I use a Windows 10. So if you use a Mac, I may not give you a lot of guide, and but you can ask me question. I can search internet or search videos, so you can find, yes, to help you to use your Mac. Okay, so we write a web page. We have let me give a quick review. So today is lecture 1. Here is so one thing is, when we write a website, we always use a text editor. So text editor is, in my first class, I strongly recommend everybody download this called Notepad++. It's a text editor, and if you use a Windows 10, you have something called a Notepad. It works too. So Notepad, here is Notepad. See, this Notepad looks like. And what I have is called a Notepad++, which is, you can see, has a color, and you have a multiple tabs. If you don't have this Notepad++, and after this class, this lecture, when I send an email, I'm going to send you the link to download it. And in fact, I do have I think for all the students who attend our first basic HTML class, and here is at the home page. Here's the home page. Here's the link, and download HTML, and even have a video instruction on how to install it. So I put it on our chat, please. Okay, this is Notepad++. Okay, and so I'm not going to use Notepad. If you use a Mac, there's a free application called Note, something Note. Oh, don't remember. Anyway, so that is for Mac. I think I have that too for Mac. I don't see it. Okay, for here is, if I create a file, it's a pure text file. And then if I put extension as HTML or HTML, and then I double click it, just to create any text file. For example, just a few text. You double click it, you will get a page. So this one is, I start with something here. X, here's text. Just one. And then if you just have a HTML as extension, you see, it's a page. It's a page. It's a web page. And now I put back our basic website. So what the website is do is, we have a certain tags, which is make all the text format in a very nice way, and people like to read it, and like a web page. The basic element is here, you put this on top. So don't ask me question now, just put on top. And the first tag is HTML. You see, you put at the top and put the bottom. And here is title. Title going to show on here, the tag. And here is your body. So I know it's a little bit quick for now. It's just quick review. So here's the tag called H1 tag is title. You see here's title, my car. And here's H2 tag, it's smaller, it's heading 2. And here is image tag, so we put an image here. And this image file is in the same folder. You see here, I have the file and the image. And here's the text, a paragraph, a paragraph, a paragraph. So that's the quick review on what's the simplest web page you can have. Okay, so any question? Okay, so this class is called intermediate class. What we try to do is we want to design a web page almost like this. So it's very professional looking and it's responsive. What responsive means at a computer, it looks like this. But on your phone, it's a narrow. It will looks like this one. You see the menu, going to go here, I pick anyone, and then that's called a responsive. You see, when we do this so complicated design, if we write everything ourselves, it's going to be very, very hard. So what we do is we borrow someone, they already write a code, so we use someone's template to start to make our files, and our page look like this. The package I'm going to introduce is this one. And I think in the email, I already sent the link. So I want to know for anyone is in the class, like any of you don't have any idea on what on the HTML means, or never know, never heard such thing, can you just text on the chat to see that you don't have any idea on HTML? So I know who I'm dealing with. I know half of the students already attended the first class. So I know 50% of students already know. But the other 50%, could you see, okay, here's I don't know, same. Okay, so 2 people. Any more? Don't have any idea? Okay, I have a tiny bit knowledge, that's good. I could use a later review. That's good. Okay. So this basically is our HTML review. So it's as a web page, you need to have this for sure. I need to have this. The body is the section which is all displayed on the web page. You see here as the image. And for the image, the source, if you don't have anything like a folder name, so that means image and this file were at the same location, the same folder. Okay, so the next step I'm going to do is, here is a so simple website. You see is no styling, nothing. So if I want to do something, make it just a little bit something, here is the first thing I do is I style it. The styling is part of the code, is not in the body. Normally you put it before the body. Here's HTML and header. So for all the HTML, you need, everything has to be a pair. So you have a start, you have the end. And that's it. So I put a tag called the style. So what I do is, that's still from previous class, okay? And I defined a color here. You see, the color, just to see here is, the color is FFF. That's the white. And that's the color definition. And the background is here. So the foreground color is white and the background is teal. And if I want to apply this color to any of the text, for example, I want to put into header. Why invoke this color? I will call it class equal to. Just put the name. Look here. This name has a dot in front. And when we use it, we don't have it. So I save it. Whenever you always save it, make a small change each time. You see here. So the front is white and the background is teal. So we change in the one. And if we want something else, for example, footer, I want this color too. And footer. Okay, you see here. So this page looks a little better. And this is style. And the other we want to introduce, that's what we do is we call it a font. We changing the font. You see here, it's entire body, and H1, H2, everything has a font of Arial. Why we put it like Arial and Helvetica in the first, second? Because it first search your computer if you have this font already. If you don't have this Arial, it will go to the next. because all computer have this font. It's a very popular font. So it's okay. You see here is default is Times New Roman. Okay, here's. You see the font gets changed. So if we want to do all this work by hand, just one by one, it's going to be so complicated, and it's hard to lay out all this. That's why we use a package. Here's W3. What I'm going to teach today is only teach 2 items. It's color. Okay, so I gave a short summary for this class. This class, we are going to around this one because the entire class is to teach you how to style in your website with all these definitions. But I cannot teach line by line all of them. It's just too much. And I'm going to pick the very important one. And if you follow my class, you can do something just by the very basic what I teach in the class. For rest of them, you have to study yourself a little bit. And at the end of the class, you will write a good, nice website. For our first class, you see, we have some student write a very nice website. And I put you see here, we have 3 teenagers and 3 adults. I just pick a one from adult. You see here is a nice website, but it's not a styling. It's just a self-style. They style themselves. But this class, we will teach everybody have the style. Here's one student have a style. Number 5. Okay. You see, it's this kind of style which is we're going to teach for this class. So afterwards, this is going to be the style. And at this section, block me, it's kind of. You see, look this web page. Here's the examples. So after today's class, you look this example or template, and you start. They have some kind of template here, and for example, this one. So here is going to be the website looks like. So you think about what you want to write and select one of the template and modify it, and you get your own website. So, and today we're going to teach the color. Here's color. Look here, the color they gave the letter have this the color called the foreground, and the forehead color, here's background color. And how we do it. See, this the color. Okay, I picked the example. You see, look at our website so far. We have a color, and how to use this package is because it's here. The key is okay, look this one. We use this called my teal. Teal has a color FF and the background is this. Look this. That's the definition they have. Of course, this is the first definition. Here's the second definition. Here is their, because they have a more code than we need to do, because they have to consider a little bit more. So they already have all this definition here. So what we do is, that's why I have this page here. If we include this their page here, you see in the header, if I include this in my page, and then because here's I see that my thing, I delete everything I have here. Not delete now, it's comment is okay. I delete it. Okay, if I just delete my code and my page will go back to whatever, no styling. You see here is just the simple text, no styling. And then I start using their tag. For example, that teal is that they call the W3. And the W3. You see, here is, they already done the groundwork. If I include their called the CSS styling, and all I need to know their definition. That's why we need a study here. You see color. They said how you use the color. They're going to explain in this paragraph. And I already told you here is, if any paragraph you want the color, and here is so far all the definition they have. And you can pick any color you like. For example, I want to pick yellow. You click it. Okay, it give you sample. Okay, here's W3 yellow. You see, if you're changing this, they always have an example, and you can try it. You see, I change into red, and then I click red. You see, change into red. And if I see pink, run it, change into pink. So it's that's the name. And but when you write your own website, you don't have this available. So that's how you use their library for your text color. Okay. So any question or any concern so far? So what we do here is we write an extremely simple web page. And then we start to use the tag. The tag basically is a class introduced by this website. And we're going to make the page looks better and better and has all the professional looking. I just pick an example. I'm not going to teach. For example, if you want a card, you see nice card looking. And then here is how you do it. You see, that's how you make the white card. You see, it's a div class W3 white card. And here's card has one text paragraph. And then you try it, you look it. You see, here's the card. Here is their code. You see, they have this at the top. Here is the title. And they need to include this link, which is that all the governing text. And then you see each one, how you use it. That's the example. So today is color. Here's the website, our site of this color and this. So far, it's a background color. And how I'm going to make it the foreground color here is. So the foreground color is another tag. Is called W3 text. I put a red. So how do you know which color was the text? You know, you have to, that's what I'm concentrating on color. You have to search here, you see all this allowed word. So now is I do text color. You see, here is just W3 and with color name, that's the background. And then if you put W3 text red, it's going to be the foreground. You see, I put here, see here. So changing the front text color. Okay, someone said is wanted to don't know exactly. I think is if anyone don't have any HTML background to take this lesson, it's going to be very, very hard. I think is way at sometimes may offer a basic HTML again. So at that time, may take that class. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Okay, I want to know is our existing student who took our first basic HTML class, do you have a problem or do you think you can follow this class? I like some feedback. Can you follow so far? Okay, good. Yeah, my question is, can you follow the lecture so far, what we try to teach? No problem. Okay, good. Okay, I know is everybody can learn almost everything on internet. And also this one, yes, I know is you can study the whole thing yourself. But if like a guided class to teach you follow this one will be much quicker, faster. And of course, if you have a question and we can exchange and you can ask me, I can answer. And also you see, so for so many tags like this, it's not something we use all of them. And since I would use them a lot, so I know what is the most important. So you may only learn 20% of all these tags. You can get most of your work done. So that's, I gave you the lecture, 6th lecture, try to give you this shortcut. But in between, if something you just browse of this, certain thing you think you need, and definitely concentrate on that part. Otherwise, is just get some basic. Okay. So now we have a color so far. We have the foreground color and the background color. And the next important thing for us is the font. How we get a font. Take this out. So here is, they introduce font in this section. So far we use very basic font. So Verdana is the default font. So you see, here's, I don't do anything, already have one kind of font. If I want a different font, there are hundreds, thousands of font. See, here's. So what we're going to do here is, we have a great Google font. So we can pick any font you want from Google, and how we find it. Here's Google font. Okay. You see, here's a link. They give you so many fonts. And I think I search, here's what I search, Google font. And so in Google font, they put the most popular one, from time to time it's different. And many years ago is they use Time New Roman is, and then get changed. So Robata is one of the font which I like too. You see all different font. So if you want to use any of the font, you will click in, and then they have all the detail, and then all kind of thing. So, and you have to read the instruction how to do it. But our grade W3, this lecture already gave you the clue how to do it. All you need to do is, for example, if you want to use Robata, and you have here, copy this into your file at the top. And the next, you just have, oh, they do need to add this. So we have that CSS tag. So sometimes we still need to use all our knowledge we learned for HTML, without it, because nothing makes sense. That was I wrote. So whole body, everything use this font. Our car. Look what the font looks like. And then you see the font is changed. And normally you include what is outside your web page, outside your local, and you put this link in one place and put your own. For example, you cannot rely on theirs for everything. So you always have something special for your own website. And then right now I just put it into same file, and then later next lecture I'm going to tell how to put it in your own local file, because you have many pages. They're all going to use the same kind of style looking, and then you separate them. So now your page looks like this. And W3. You see here, I lost some of the information. Look the background. All I need to do is changing the something is missing. Because I lost my background color. Okay. You know, at some point, and there's a couple more things is required.
So I find a typo there.
Okay, so
on your live link to the W3 webpage, you only have TTPS, not HTTPS. Maybe that's why you lost the link.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you very much. Okay, great. This is the back. Okay, put this font in. I think it's something. Okay. Sometimes if you see it, it mentions the order. Sometimes play a little bit role, but not always, but sometimes do. And especially certain thing, you see all this non-display information, what we call is metadata, which what you always put is outside the body. So you keep this body text is just for your web page, for display. So all this information you can put before the body, or even put after the body is okay too. But remember it, if you put after the body, you have to have some reasons, because here I put in front of body is, for example, all this variable, we need to know it. So this definitely need to put in front. So it's already have a definition and then can refer it. If you put underneath, sometimes may behave strange. But sometimes you do need to put something below it. Okay. I just pressed 6. Okay. So basically today is just introduce how we use their library. And so we jumped from color to font and the Google font. And I think a little bit of text because I already use text color. Okay, any question or you want to share something? And by the way, and for this section of this entire intermediate class, and I do want a student to share their screen. If they have a question, they want to show anything, and shares your screen. Here's behind. So this way, and we know how you're doing. And if anyone, you see, here's the question and answer section we're going to be. And if you want to practice share your screen, you're welcome to do now. And after this lecture, I'm going to basically, after each class, I'm going to have a summary, just like what I did before. And if you have any question in between, or I find something you need to know during the class, I will put in the summary. But if you don't, for any people, if you have don't have a lot of knowledge on HTML, or you think you don't know a lot, and please look at our previous class. I'm going to give you a link in the summary. And basically you just have to look at class 1, 2, 3 and totally understand the 1, 2, 3. And if you can go to 4, at least you can follow this class without problem. Because all the HTML tag we used going to be the same as that, except the only new information we have is to start to use the class, and they use W3 is their definition, not our own definition. You see here, so we still need all the H tag, P tag, all like list tag. I just randomly go to class 3. You see here's the list tag, image tag. So if you want to catch up in next week, it's not a lot. So if you try it, you definitely can catch up. And then because each of our lecture, we repeat the same tag, but just introduce a few new tags. New tags, it's just for styling. Nothing new, not a lot new for HTML. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen.